Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and in this video, I'm going to be going over 5 traits that make you irresistible. So I did a whole video about traits that do not make you irresistible. I don't think it had that title. I think it was more along the lines of things you're doing that are a big turn off to not only women, but just people in general. I think there are some definitive traits that make a guy stand out in a good way. You don't want to be the guy that stands out in a bad way, and you can do all of these things while still being yourself. I'm not trying to tell you guys to be a cookie cutter guy or someone that you're not. I just want you guys to be the best version of yourself, and ultimately these traits amplify those things. So going to be going over the 5 traits that make you irresistible. And just to clarify, this is going to be more about character traits because I think ultimately that can get you farther than the physical attraction of the things that are on the outside. Looks matter, I'm not going to lie and say that they don't, but you can make up for your lack of looks or your lack of good looks by having all the things on this list. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to enter my giveaway down below with teddybaldessar.com. The link to the giveaway form is in the description. All I need is your name, your Instagram handle, and the watch you would like to win from teddybaldessar.com, and you have to put the link in there in order to be entered into the giveaway. And also follow me on Instagram, and I will be checking, so go ahead and do it and be sure to follow me there as well. Good luck to all of you entering, and let's get started with the video. Number 1, we have keep it cool. So a guy that's able to keep his calm and composure even in a high stress or, crazy situation is super attractive. I think a lot of times women look at a man who can do that and just think he's mature, he's distinguished, he makes her feel safe and secure. I think it's something that a lot of men really struggle with. I think sometimes people have a temper, people have a hot head, and there's nothing more unattractive than a guy you have to worry about that might punch someone just if someone looks at them the wrong way. So having a guy who is level-headed and can keep his composure and stay cool as a cucumber in the toughest situations is incredibly sexy. So girls love to feel secure, and we all know that. It's something that's talked about a lot on YouTube, but I think it goes much farther than just money, right? We want to feel safe financially, but we also want to feel safe in your presence. So if you can bring that calmness to a situation, it's just going to make her feel at ease when she's around you, and she's going to want to be around you more. Number 2, we have a sense of humor. So I'm not saying you need to be a jokester or a comedian or try to make her laugh 24/7. It's more about how seriously you take yourself, and when you're able to see the situations when you need to be a little bit more serious and when you can make it a little bit more lighthearted and fun. So having a sense of humor and not taking yourself so seriously is so attractive, especially in today's world when everyone takes everything so serious and gets offended by legitimately anything you say. So having a guy that is not like that is a breath of fresh air. And like I mentioned, I think it's important to find a good balance and be able to recognize the situations when you know that you need to be a little bit more serious versus the situations when you can be lighthearted and joke and fun. Being able to see that and be self-aware in those situations is so attractive, and it just plays into emotional intelligence, and having a high sense of self-awareness is something that I feel like a lot of people really struggle with. And so if you have those things, it makes you stand out in a very good way. Number 3, we have purpose. So I would say that this one is not necessarily what your purpose is, but the fact that you have one and you're working towards it. A guy that is striving to be the best version of himself is incredibly attractive, it's sexy, and it stands out to women and makes you more desirable because she's not going to worry about you being complacent or lazy or not working for anything in your life and just expecting good things to fall into your lap. It's very rare that that happens. So finding a guy that is willing to work towards the things that he wants and knows what he wants, I think is the biggest thing here, is that so many people don't even know what they want. And if you don't even know what you want, what are you working towards? So having an end goal or a purpose in life, whatever it might be, is super attractive. This could be your physical fitness, getting a degree, building a business. Your purpose might look different the older you get. It might change during different seasons of your life, but having one and working towards an end goal will stand out to women, I promise. So just to share a personal experience here, I love helping people, and I find my purpose through posting on YouTube and being a helpful source for all of you. So we all have a different purpose. My purpose might look different than your purpose, and that's okay. So really focus on what makes you happy and what you're passionate about, because it might look much different than the person next to you. So I've often noticed that when people are following their purpose and the things that they're really passionate about, they're just happier people. And when we're happier, it not only affects you in a better way, but also the people that are around you. You become a better friend, a better partner, and just really a better person in general. For me and my personal experience, when I was miserable at my job, I wasn't the best partner or the best friend because I wasn't happy with my life and myself. When I started actually doing what I was passionate about, what I felt like my purpose was, and something that actually brought me fulfillment, I became a much better friend. I became a better partner. I just became better in general because I was happier. Number 4, we have discipline. So it's one thing to know what you want to do. It's a whole nother story to actually do it. I think so many people fall victim to not following through with things and not keeping promises that they make to themselves. So I'll work out tomorrow turns into 3 weeks of not going to the gym, and it's just a downward spiral effect that keeps going until you start to actually make those promises that you keep to yourself and have good discipline and good habits in getting things done. So you want to be a man with a plan, and not only is that going to attract women and make women feel like they're with someone who has drive and motivation and they're getting things done, but it's also going to be really helpful for you and your life. So for me personally, when I started to develop good habits and discipline in my daily routine, making to-do lists, making a promise to myself every day that I 100% had to keep no matter what, I started to trust myself more. My productivity levels went up, and I became so much happier, a better partner, a better friend, because of the fact that I was getting things done that I needed to get done, and therefore could make time for other things in my life. But not only that, feel good about the things that I was actually doing. So you build discipline by keeping the promises that you make to yourself. So this could look very different for a lot of you. It could be going to a workout class or reading a book. You promised yourself you were going to read a book and it's been 3 months and you still haven't picked one up. Whatever it is you've been wanting to do it, because you probably feel bad about the fact that you're not doing it, and by putting it off even longer, you're just making yourself feel worse about it. I don't know about you guys, but I have definitely fallen victim to the feeling guilty if I don't get things done or I don't feel productive. And while I think sometimes that can be a little bit detrimental because not all of us are meant to be productive 24/7 and on the go 24/7, I think it's important to rest and to take a break too. But I think it's also important to make sure that you're getting the things done that you need to get done in order to be a successful, productive human. So there's some things we have to do even if we don't want to do them. And if you're a guy that's not only doing the things you need to do, but also the things you want to do so that you can enjoy life a little bit more, you're just going to be a more happy, positive, attractive person. And girls are going to notice that. So I think the attractiveness comes into play here because you're going to be a better person to be around. And I think ultimately, all the things on this list kind of fit into that category as well. If you're doing these things, typically you're working towards the end goal. You're working towards your purpose. You have the steps in place that you need to get there, and it's going to make you a better person and allow you to reach your full potential and be the best version of yourself, which is what we should all be doing. And when you're doing those things, it makes you more attractive. Number 5, we have integrity. And I've had this on a couple different lists on my channel because I think it's really important. It's one thing to say something, but it's another thing to actually follow through with that. So you want to be a man of your word. You don't want to be the guy whose words don't match his actions. Girls, and honestly just everyone in your life, should feel like they can rely on you and trust you to do the things you say you're going to do. And if you feel like you can't follow through with something, do not say that you can do it. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say no. And honestly, you shouldn't be saying yes to everything all the time anyway. I think that's really detrimental to your mental health, and being a people pleaser never ends up benefiting you in the long run anyway. A guy that sticks to his word is honestly really hard to find nowadays. I've heard a lot of my friends say this. I've heard a lot of just girls in general say this, and guys. I think there's a lot of women that struggle with this as well. I think we sometimes say things because we think it's what that other person wants to hear, and maybe we don't actually want that, or we know we can't do it, or we just end up not doing it, and then that other person loses trust in you. They think they can't count on you or rely on you or trust you. So it's important to say what you mean and mean what you say, and really follow through with the things that you're promising to people or really just saying in general. all you guys out there, just think of if you've been in a situation where someone has told you something that wasn't true, they've lied to you, they've cheated on you, they've told you one thing and did another, or whatever it was. Think of how awful that feels, and then think about the fact that you don't want to be that person doing that to someone else. Another aspect of this is to be very honest about your intentions and your expectations. So this could be with really anything, specifically in relationships. I think it's important to right off the bat state what your intentions are and make sure that it aligns with the person that you're talking to, so that no one walks away from the situation thinking that they got screwed over. I know sometimes things don't work out and people are always going to say what they want to say, but if you can walk away from a situation knowing that you were honest, you were upfront, and you kept your word and had integrity, you'll be able to sleep a lot better at night. So guys, that is all I have for 5 things that make you irresistible. At the end of the day, I think these things make you irresistible because they are really highly sought after character traits. These are all things that I would love to have in a partner, and I know so many other people feel this way. And regardless of if you're even trying to attract anyone, I think these 5 things are just things that make you a better person and that you should be really happy that you're doing. So even if you take away the attractive factor to women or men, if you're a woman watching this, just be the best version of yourself that you can be a good person, and be the type of person that you would want to attract. So if you would like to have a person with all the things on this list, you have to first be exhibiting these characteristics in your daily lives as well. So just something to consider, but I really think these are very highly desirable traits that I would love to have in a partner, and I'm sure many other women and men feel the same way. So let me know in the comments down below if you think I missed anything. Of course, there are physical traits that are irresistible as well, and if you would like to see it, I will do a video about that. This video is different. I want you guys to understand that there's a difference between emotional attraction and physical attraction. So I don't think the 2 things should be on the same list. So before you leave a comment saying, no girl likes a guy with da-da-da, really think about that, because I can make a separate video because it's a totally different thing. So this is for emotional attraction, attracting someone with your brain and maybe not your beauty. So just keep that in mind. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and if you think I missed anything, I would love to hear your thoughts. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys on there as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.